Hey guys, Cam315 back at it with another video for you guys. Back with another episode review of Jack of All Trades, Party of None. And man, this show was good. We get a plot twist. Apparently there's a third friend, or another friend, that our boy Orhun has. And yeah, not good. Not good. And I don't know what that's gonna mean, but we'll see. And apparently Orhun's supposed to be dead. Interesting. So yeah, and then also too, we also see how Orhun meets now his new party members, which they're all cool and everything. So let's get to it. So we start the episode off with a flashback, and we have a flashback of Orhun and Oliver training together, and they're and you just have these testing structures, and I'm guessing they're trying to test to see, okay, who has the best chance to be the hero. And clearly Orhun was getting beat by Oliver, and Oliver is like, what's wrong, dude? You know, you were a lot stronger like this. And he's like, well, it's alright, maybe you just gotten a lot stronger, you know, and things like that. But again, you know, Oliver has just had, you know, you just have Oliver having to discuss. So maybe this started back when they were here, where he just reluctantly brought him along into the party, not because they were friends, but because, you know, he just felt maybe he was told to be in the party. And then two, it now makes more sense why Oliver more than likely kicked him out, because now it's like, okay, seeing it seems like even when they were training together, Oliver had this thought like, why the hell are you not strong, dude? So yeah, but in the meantime, you have another character, white hair character, and this is by this girl named Shion. And it's clear, like, Shion, you know, helps out Orhun, and you can clearly tell Shion also likes Orhun, like, likes, and we later find out, like, you know, later in the episode, that no, she is in love with him, she has feelings for him, but they were basically, I guess you could say, also childhood friends that went to the same school and everything, and they were together all the time, right? And they basically made a promise, like, you know, I'm gonna be there with you till the end, we're gonna be together, right? And then obviously, eventually we find out, like, oh, Orhun's supposed to be dead, and this broke her heart, and that led her into the path where she is right now. So I'm like, okay, interesting. Now we cut over to, like, this one group, and they're talking about the Black Dragon being defeated. And obviously, this one dude's like, could have been the hero that did it? You mean Oliver? No chance. And they're like, wait, could have been Orhun Dura? And they're like, maybe. We're going to have to check and see, right? So basically, they have to do their due diligence. And this is when we cut over to Shion and her party, right? And I guess they're fucking assassins, dude. So they were got done killing somebody. So they obviously hear word about the person that defeated the Black Dragon, and they're like, okay, if this is somebody that's working within the church, well, that's not a good thing, because this can be a problem, right? So we got to go investigate, go find out who killed the Black Dragon, and then exterminate them, right, and kill them. So it's only going to be a matter of time before we see this fated reunion between Shion and Orhun, and we find out through Shion that Orhun is apparently dead. So I don't know what the hell to happen for this man to be considered dead, but maybe his death, more than likely, maybe because they saw how weak Orhun was in their eyes, this school, right? They expelled him, and they said, oh, you know, we took him out on like a dungeon thing, and he ended up getting killed. So they more than likely, this school or this group, you know, or this guild, more than likely probably faked Orhun's death and said, hey man, go live somewhere else, bro. So that's kind of the thing. Or maybe they told him, hey, go join Oliver, go make your party, and act like you'd never been here. We're just gonna play it off like you've been dead. So yeah, man, more than likely it's probably that. Like, they definitely, like, lied about his death, and they told Shion, maybe because they saw potential in Shion, and they're like, no, we need to get her away from him because she's super strong, he's weak, and they messed with her emotions and only fueled her to be the character she is. So It's going to be very freaking interesting when these two characters finally meet each other for the first time in years, and she's gonna be like Orhun, and he's gonna be like Shion. So it's gonna be like, okay, well, what do we got here? So that's gonna be that's definitely gonna be interesting to say the least. Now, the second half of the episode is basically Orhun getting adjusted to the Silver Rabbits Guild. So he has this meeting with basically, I guess you could say, their board members. And their board members are basically asking them questions like, all right, man, we want to put you as like this level, like basically kind of like an admiral level of the guild. But like, we got to find some information about you. We got to prove your worth. And it's basically the whole thing like, are you willing to lay your life down for any Silver Rabbit member? And Orhun at first says no. Now Selma's like, motherfucker, what are you doing? Don't freaking do something you shouldn't be saying you shouldn't be doing. But basically Orhun, all together, he essentially basically says like, look, I won't do that, but in a weird way he is gonna lay his life down because he wants to make sure that everybody comes back alive. More than likely it's something to do with his past and everything. So yeah, but eventually, you know, people are like, oh, actually he is an honorable guy. So when him and Selma are walking away, you know, someone's like, you know, I was actually worried for you, like that you were like going off script there. And he's like, oh no, it's all good. You know, I was just had to convince him my own way. So there's that. Now, anyways, they want to, I guess maybe their main guild receptionist is like, hey, or one of their main guild board members, like, I was just really impressed with what she had to say. You know, here, let's meet you with the party, and this is gonna be the new party he's going to be with, right? So Selma meets him with the first unit, right? Now, we find out he's replacing a member called Albert Sensible, who was in Selma's party, their first unit party, and he ended up dying in a battle against the Black Dragon. So they have this sit-down meeting, and obviously this is when Orhun's meeting his new party. Obviously he knows Selma, but then he meets these other characters. Rain, she is a black-haired girl. Then you have Lucria Otis, and then you have what is it? Hold on. Then Wilkes. Pretty cool party. It was funny with Rain because, you know, she's talking about herself, and then I think she thinks like Orhun's looking at her and looking at her chest area, and she's like, what are you doing, you foul demon, and things like that. What are you looking like that? And he's like, no, it looks good on you and everything. And she's like, oh, okay. So yeah, we find out, so obviously he's an attacker. We find out that Wilkes is a defender. Rain, Selma is clearly the support of the group. I forgot what Lucria is. I think her and Rain are just like, again, more people that she's the healer in Selma's party, and then Rain is a mage in the party. While we know that Orhun is basically going to be like, you know, not the defender, the assaulter or the attacker, right? But at the same time, he can still do the supporter-like things, right? So it was cool to actually see the party, you know, open up to Orhun and be absolutely caring for Orhun, because it's like he never got those to the last party. Like the last party never appreciated his strengths. Like they're like, we heard you defeated the Black Dragon. Could you tell us how you did that? And things like that. And you know, at first Orhun was like, nah, maybe I probably shouldn't bring this up because it's gonna upset them, right? And it's gonna bother them. And they're like, yeah, well, yeah, it sucks that happened, but you know, at the end of the day, like, we get it. You had to do what you had to do, and it still was a great feat that you did. And they actually respect him, and they show him the respect, right? And they treat him as an equal, which is really different from how he was treated in Oliver's party, right? And it even goes above and beyond, where they're talking about like he made his own type of sword and it's not the best of quality. They're like, what the hell are you talking about? You beat the Black Dragon with a sword like that? Oh, hell no. We're hooking you up with the best of the best. You need the best of the best. And they take him to the swordsman. Even the swordsman's like, what? Oh no, you're getting the best of the best. And he even said like, hey, look, it's on me. You're getting it. And he's like, are you sure? And he's like, yes. So, and because we find out like this blacksmith is actually allied with the Silver Rabbits. But it really goes to show you, like, you know, his new party members actually care about him, and they actually care, like, they know we need to get this guy the best gear he can get, because he's going to be the main guy that's going to be helping us out and making our lives a lot better and making our lives easier. So it's going to be cool to see, them in action probably next week's episode. And it's going to be cool. And I think the one thing, again, like I said, I love, as opposed to, like, now Orhun's in a party that absolutely respects the talents that he has and he brings. And they don't view him as like a weakling. They absolutely respect him, and they say, no, this guy's actually really damn strong. He's really damn good. We got to do our end of the job and support him and things like that. But yeah, man, it was a good episode. I definitely enjoyed it. It's definitely teasing Shion's going to be approaching their capital in the next episode. So will we get an Orhun and Shion interaction and things like that? And when she finds out, oh, he's the one that beat the Black Dragon, she's going to be like, oh, no, we can't kill this guy. No, we can't. So it is going to be interesting. But I'm definitely liking where the show's going, and I'm definitely excited to see where the story's going to be headed in the future. But anyways, if you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts, hit the subscribe button if you want to get more Jack of all trades content or any other anime content I upload to the channel and things like that. But till then, guys, stay safe out there. Have a great rest of your day or your night or whenever you're checking this video, and I will catch you guys later. Till then, guys, peace.